Okay, welcome to our Photoshop workshop tutorial. What you need to do for this exercise is you're going to select your favourite image that you took from your Elements and Principles project, and you're going to edit it 9 times. So we need to set ourselves up to be super organised for this exercise. So please create a new folder called Photoshop Workshop. I've just got mine on the desktop here. And then copy. Don't drag and drop, but copy so you have another original saved elsewhere. Copy an original of your chosen image into that Photoshop Workshop folder. Give it a meaningful title, that is, call it original. And then right-click and open with Adobe Photoshop Creative Cloud. If you've got an older version of Photoshop, it'll still work with this tutorial, but I do recommend you go to the text and get the Creative Cloud, as it's the most recent version of the software. Just click OK if that dialog box pops up. You can always edit your display settings afterwards. Alrighty, and now it will have opened your original image. If it's not already open, over here in the right-hand side where you've got your swatches and your palettes that you use most often, if your history is not open, then please go to Window and select History. This is really helpful as you can see the steps that you've taken to edit an image, and you can easily go back if you get a little bit lost. There are lots of other swatches you can have open. Colour is helpful, but history is the one that you need to make sure you definitely do have open. The first exercise we're going to do is we're going to play with the curves function. Access it, you go image, and most of the goodies we're going to play with today are located in the image menu. You go to adjustments and then curves. The purpose of using this tool, curves auto adjusts the tonal range in an image, and the tonal range is indicated by this graph or this scale that you can see here. The steeper areas of the graph represent areas of high contrast in your image, while the flatter areas obviously indicate areas of lower contrast. You can manually manipulate those areas by messing with this little slider here. But we're just going to auto adjust today. Okay, great. So once Photoshop has auto adjusted tonal range in your image, just press OK, and you can see it's a little bit sharper, it's a bit more vibrant, the colours are a little bit more delicious, and then we save it. So we go File, Save As. Now it is important to, just like you did with your original, to give this image a meaningful title and call it Curves. This will help you once you're at the end of the exercise. You'll know what tool it is that you use to edit which image. So go curves_1. Do save it as a JPEG. Photoshop will automatically select that file type for you, and you can see there are many different file types that you can select, but just select JPEG. All right, and then we save it as quality 12. If Photoshop doesn't automatically select that, then do go in and change it to 12. The reason being that you will need to print these images, and 12 makes the image super high resolution, which works for print. And then press OK, and you're done. That's your first exercise. The next exercise we're going to do, first of all, go back to your original image by selecting it in the History palette. You guessed it, we go back to Image and Adjustments, and the one that we're going to play with now is the Hue and Saturation tool. Hue is a synonym for colour, it's just another word for colour, and saturation refers to the intensity or the vibrancy of a colour. So all we want to do in here for this exercise is turn our image all psychedelic and choose a colour scheme. As you can see, what this slider does is it makes your image unrealistic. It changes the colour scheme. I quite like that blue hue, blue with purple tints and green tints in the background. Once you're happy with your colour scheme that you've selected, then just press OK. And you guessed it, we go File, Save As. This one we are going to call Hue and Saturation. Hue and Saturation. Whoopsie daisy. _2. Save as, maximum quality 12, okay. It's a good idea right now just to double check that everything is saving correctly. Yep, it's all going to the right place in that folder. I'm happy. Go back into Photoshop, select my original image. Now we're going to continue to play with color now. This next exercise, we are going to do something called colorize, but that is simply Photoshop speak for making an image monochrome. You go into image adjustment, and we're actually going to go back into hue and saturation to do this. Monochrome simply means making an image one color. So all different shades or tones of the one color. Mono meaning one, chrome referring to color. And you do that by, as you just saw, you pick that colorize box in the hue and saturation tool. So you tick colorize. This is a great tool for making an image look like it is a bit old world, like it is old fashioned, perhaps a bit aged. So that's a good, it's a good tool to remember that you can do that with. You can change the hue of that monochrome. You can see it's going through all different colors here. I quite like that more reddish monochrome that I'm getting at the right hand end of the hue slider. So I think I might save it there. Press OK to apply that red monochrome. And then File, Save As. We will call this colorize. Just be aware, in American English, they spell colour C-O-L-O-R. In Australian English, we spell it C-O-L-O-U-R. So while this tool is called colorize, C-O-L-O-R-I-S-E, obviously _3 because this is our third exercise. Just be aware that colour has a U in Australian spelling. And we save that. Maximum quality 12, okay. Great. Now, this is the final little colour exercise we're going to do, or lack thereof. Go back to your original, and we are going to make our image black and white. So once again, go to Image Adjustments, Black and White. It is as simple as pressing OK with this one. We're not going to play with any of these colour sliders in here. Obviously, you can if you wish. But I just want mine flat out black and white. You'll find that your image might be a little bit washed out when you apply that black and white tool, a little bit uninteresting, a little bit flattened. To sharpen your image back up and to bring some contrast and some visual appeal back in, you go to Adjustments and Brightness Contrast, that first option in the drop-down menu. I find it's good to turn the brightness down a wee bit. You'll see if you turn it right up, you lose a lot of the detail in the image. It almost becomes a two-dimensional shape if you turn the brightness all the way. So I'm just going to turn brightness down a wee bit, ever so slightly, and turn the contrast up a bit to bring in some areas of darkness. You do want to have, you know, a couple of areas of black and white, pure black and white in an image to have that nice stark sense of contrast. I'm pretty happy with that level that I've got there, so I'm going to apply by pressing OK. And then I go File, Save As, you guessed it, black and white. This is our fourth exercise. Save as JPEG, quality 12, and they are our first 4 exercises in the series.